Hey, you found our YouTube channel all queued up. I'm Greg Dietz, and with me always is Maya Don Fisher. Hey, Maya, can you tell the fine folks what we do here?
Sure, Greg. What we do here is we review movies and TV shows that are exclusive to streaming services, such as Disney Plus, HBO Max, Netflix, Amazon's Prime Video, Hulu, and others. Then, Greg and I have a discussion and break down what we liked or didn't like about the show or movie we watched, and we let you, the listener, know if it's worth investing your time in.
You can listen to our fine podcast on any streaming service of your choice. You can listen to our podcast and other fine podcasts on the Nerdvana Network. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on your way out, and we'll see you next time.
Take care, everybody.
Welcome back to the show, Wrestling Junkies. This is episode 8 of the new season. I am your host, Ernie, and you are listening to another broadcast coming to you directly from Under the Apron. I have an awesome episode for you tonight. I said a couple weeks ago that I would start the show with a wrestling memory from one of our listeners. And, well, even though I barely do that now, I've gotten one since the start of the season. I've been wanting to let it out. But I've been wanting to get her on the show also. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, a friend of the show and listening since the start, Sarah's in the building.
Hi, Ernie.
Hi, Sarah.
Show.
She's happy. She's here. She's happy. Welcome to the show, Sarah. Glad to have you.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
All right. I asked you the question what your first wrestling memory was. I got a response. You sent me a message on Instagram and gave me a project, girl.
Yeah.
Some homework, if you will. At the time, I haven't watched a pay-per-view and reviewed it in a while, so that might have been a bit different. Now that we've gotten like a month or so ahead of us, and we've done SummerSlam, and we've done whatever else pay-per-view that's been out there, and I've reviewed Clash of the Castle and NXT and all that. And so instead of just reading what she messaged me, I just thought, why not bring her on the show? I already tried my chances with Christine. Y'all heard her. Christine's TikTok. Let's give it another shot and get another friend to come onto the show and get her take on her favorite wrestling memory. Now, you heard some of the show, some of the episodes. You know what we usually get our guests to do. We're going to do a short round of the gauntlet with you. So
I'm ready.
Yes, that was my first question. Are you ready?
I am.
All right. After that, we're going to be talking about wrestling memories. We're going to be talking about the PWI 500. I gave you there's a lot of top 10 list, at least. I haven't seen the entire 500 yet, but it's the top 10.
Okay.
So, first question of the night, the gauntlet. What got you into wrestling?
Well, I used to watch it with my grandma. Years ago. We used to go when we came up here in Washington. 93, we would go over to her house every Sunday, and she always had wrestling on. She got every pay-per-view, I should say. And it was just so much fun to watch. And so from, we'll say 93 to like 99, 2000, that was our Sunday tradition. We went over to my grandma's house, and if it was the pay-per-view time, we'd watch it, have dinner together, and it was just something that I always treasured. Right about probably after that, probably like 2001, I kind of stopped because we had some family issues where my mom got sick and we weren't able to go over to my grandparents as much. And then it was like life happened. You know, you have a job, you're getting older. My mother, she actually had passed away, and we just got busy with life. And so I stopped watching wrestling till about fast forward to 2020, when a friend of mine asked me if I would go to Portland and go to a wrestling event. And I was like, what is it? And so he told me, and it was NXT. And so I was like, okay, well, let me see what this is all about, before I go. And so I watched a few episodes of NXT, and I thought it was great. It was, entertaining, but, everybody was really athletic. So I was like, well, I got to kind of know what I'm going to be watching. So I guess I got reintroduced in 2020, and I've been watching ever since. So I'm not really like a super diehard fan, but I'm getting back into it, and I'm really, really liking um, what I'm watching.
That's awesome. That's very awesome.
Yeah,
You did say 1993, correct?
I did. Yes.
What was the match that got you hooked? That said, "Hey, let me watch this with you, Grandma, and let me watch it here." And oh wow,
You
that's
know,
freaking amazing.
to be honest, it wasn't really anything like one specific match. It was just something that we did. And then, my dad, he liked wrestling. Um, so we would watch, you know, Monday Night Nitro or Raw, whichever one, had our interests. But I would say that, watching WWF or WWE now, loved Hulk Hogan, loved the Macho Man. Um, Actually, it was more like 80s, when those guys were super big. Um, but just I always remember it was just a lot of fun and entertaining to watch.
That's awesome. Yeah, they were definitely entertaining to watch back then. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, those were my favorites as well from the 90s and 80s.
I
And
know it's
then,
something really cool that really cements that era. I actually, as a gift to myself, I actually bought a limited edition Rock Brahma Bull belt.
yes.
Yeah,
Oh, yes. That is freaking awesome.
but
I love,
I did not
yeah.
take it. I did not take it with me to SmackDown because it is a real leather belt
Oh,
with that's expensive. So I'm like, I am not letting this out of my
yeah.
sight. I don't
No.
know any of these people.
Yeah, no. Not on the SmackDown, not on the Rock show.
No, no. I know, but I was like, no, because it was just, I'm like, I'm too afraid that someone would, steal it,
Yeah,
to be honest.
of course.
So,
We don't know anybody in Portland. Or a
well,
SmackDown, you said. Yeah, SmackDown.
yeah, when I went to Seattle, I was like, yeah, no. But yeah, when I went to Portland, I was like, you know what? I only know the three people that I went with, and I'm like, and I didn't have it then. I got it actually in May of 2020. So like 2-3 months after I actually went to Takeover that I got
Right.
the belt.
Right. Next question. What was your
Yes.
first pay-per-view that you watched?
Um, we watched everything. So like I remember WrestleManias. All of the
Yeah.
WrestleManias out of everything. I was like, that's like the one that I always remember
I'm like a
watching WrestleMania.
little kid just staring at the screen. Yes.
Yeah.
um, Hulk Hogan and versus
Yeah.
Yokozuna. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah. We actually because we have Peacock, so we started like rewatching all of the old WrestleManias. So we got through I think we got like 1 through 6. I think that's what it was. But I was like, you know what? Oh my gosh, I remember this. And these matches were so good. They were just all so good. And just to see, you know, the I don't know how you say, the grand gestures that they had. It was I'm like, you know what? I love this. It's just so much fun to watch. And
Right.
it just brings me back to watching with my grandma.
Of course. Yeah. Always. Those are always fun times when you're watching with a family member and you have a connection with them and all that based on
Yeah.
wrestling. Yeah, they're always fun times. Uh, your favorite and male, your favorite male and female wrestler of all time.
Well, I'm kind of partial
Kind of
to
partial.
right now
Go ahead.
to Roman Reigns.
Of course. Gotta
But
acknowledge that one.
yeah, that's right. I have. He's my tribal chief. So,
Of course he is.
I would have to say, all time would be like Bret the Hitman Hart or of course The Rock.
The
Uh,
Rock, yeah.
yeah. Stone Cold is great too. Because he was like the bad guy that you love to hate, you know.
Yeah,
But you know what? He was no nonsense and it was awesome. He was
it,
awesome.
yes, he was.
Um,
Your favorite female?
see, female, you know, I hate to say it. No, actually, I don't hate to say it. China was my favorite.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yes.
China was my favorite because I'm like, you know what? She was totally like she was badass. She fought men, she fought women. She did not care.
She
And then
did.
I'd say right now, of like modern, would say Rhea Ripley.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love how you you picked China and then Rhea Ripley.
I
Based on
know.
what's happening now, that
But
Rhea Ripley is the new China, and the thing with Dominic Mysterio being the Eddie
no,
Guerrero.
oh God, no.
No, we're
I
not
am
doing that.
not a Dominic fan at all. No.
Me neither. But hey, yeah. I the thing there is that he's like he trying to be like I'm a man, I can take care of myself. And
Yeah,
then you see him on Monday getting attacked, and like finally he
yeah,
shows up. And
yeah,
okay, well, yeah, there you go.
yeah.
um, you said China and Rhea Ripley. Yeah,
Mhm.
totally different. Different type of wrestling. One was from the '90s, the other one today.
Yeah.
Um, which went with my other questions as well. Your favorite theme song any wrestler is using?
I have to go with Macho Man.
Oh, poppin'
I love it.
circumstances.
Yes.
Not the
It's
graduate,
just I don't I know graduation, but
the
I'm like it
graduation
just
song.
to that one it was totally it fit him,
It did.
you know. He was super flashy, but you know what? He owned it.
Yeah,
And
he
yeah, that's
totally
my favorite, I'd have to say.
snapped into a Slim Jim for that
That's
one. Your favorite gimmick?
let's see, my favorite gimmick. Yeah, I think just because it's so good right now, it'd have to be Roman. That's my favorite gimmick right now. The island of relevancy, the head of the table.
Yes.
Yes, that's, I don't know, because it is so convincing. He owns it, he stays in character. That's just, I'm like, I love it.
He does. I love the way he just like talks during his matches. Like, nah,
Yeah,
nah, no. Hold on, let me beat him down first, and then talks
yeah,
to the crowd.
I know.
Now acknowledge me. It's like, all right, cool.
That was one thing I was hoping to see. I was hoping to see him last Friday, but didn't
Oh
happen.
yeah, yeah.
Oh
You're
well.
not. Rumor has it you're not gonna be able to see him for another few months,
Oh yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. Your favorite live event you've been to?
You know, I've only been to two.
And which one
So,
was your favorite? One we're going to talk about later. The other one we can talk about now.
you know,
You can say. I mean, we're going to talk about the Portland
it's
one later.
no,
So
it's hard. I think it's hard. Because the Portland one was like my first one, and it was just like I was in awe that that I got back into wrestling, and the first event I go to is actually a pay-per-view, you know.
yeah,
I like so it's kind of hard, and just being with the people I was with, it was nice. But SmackDown was nice too because I got to be there with my sister, and w- because I've gotten into wrestling, we've all gotten back into it, kind of thing. And
yeah.
it's awesome. Yeah, we're like, because we don't watch it live because we like to fast forward to like all the commercials. So we'll watch it like the next day,
Yeah, same here. I do the same.
you know.
I
So
have to do the same. Like I can't watch it live because then it's like,
yeah, no,
no.
yeah. So I would say, yeah, you know what? I think I had more fun at SmackDown. So I'm gonna say that was my favorite.
Okay, cool.
SmackDown was my favorite.
SmackDown it is.
Hmm.
So besides the Brahma Bull championship belt that you own, what
Yes.
other merchandise do you have with you?
Um, you know, just t-shirts. I haven't bought really any like other merch than t-shirts. I have I have two Roman Reigns t-shirts. I have a sweatshirt of Roman Reigns. I found a foam finger of for the bloodline that says "We the Ones."
We the ones.
Yeah. And then they had like a special edition shirt for SmackDown that for this Friday. I mean this last Friday. So I got one of those.
Cool.
And then
Cool.
my I've gotten my niece who's 9. I got her a Big E t-shirt because she loves Big E.
Biggie. Yeah.
Yeah. She saw him and she was like, "Wow." You know, she said she likes his passion, you know,
Oh my
how
god.
excited he gets.
Always. Yeah.
And then she has a Bianca Belair braid.
Oh wow.
So actually made a TikTok with her waving it like Bianca Belair.
That's pretty awesome.
It is. But,
Um. Cool. Your favorite faction obviously is gonna be the Roman Reigns, right? Bloodline.
yes, the bloodline,
Yeah.
yes.
Obviously, it's gonna be the
But you
bloodline.
know what? Growing up, I loved the Four Horsemen.
The Four Horsemen. Yes. Pull up that four right now. So
That's right.
everybody's saying woo right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved the Four Horsemen, and I loved when Hulk Hogan and Macho Man were tag team partners. That was always fun because they were both super athletic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Uh, your favorite face and heel, good or bad guy? For those
Okay.
unaware of our slang, y'all should be
Yeah.
aware of this by now. But hey,
Um, you know, favorite heel, Roman Reigns, because that's just who I'm liking right now. But before, yeah, I don't know if he was considered a heel, but Stone Cold he was he was one of my favorites too.
he was a heel. He came in as a heel as the ringmaster, and then like the double turn happened, and then we get the alliance Stone Cold, or the one that um uh aligned with Vince McMahon Stone Cold. That one was crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
there are a bunch of Stone Cold heel moments. 3 of them actually, but yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite
And then,
face,
The Rock.
of course, The Rock.
I love The Rock.
Yes, you own a belt of The Rock, of
I
course.
do. Yeah. So he's up there.
Uh, favorite storyline you've ever watched?
Let's see, what would that be? This kind of it's a hard one. Let's see. It's kind of corny, but I still like it anyway. I love the Index storyline.
Yes.
I do. I think
Indy,
they're cute together, I think.
Indy Hartwell and Dexter Loomis was hilarious.
Yes.
I freaking loved it. And they pissed me off when Dexter left. And
Yeah.
then I even said on the podcast that this is heartbreaking, and I hope they don't do what they ended up doing anyways, where the other guy was trying to kiss Indy and like, no,
Yeah. I was like, no,
don't do that. No, ew, that's disgusting.
she
No.
is Dexter Loomis's wife.
But the best part is him coming back on NXT when he just came back, and they had
Yeah.
this little mini reunion, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I'm shipping so hard.
Yeah.
It happened again. Like I wasn't watching, and then I wasn't watching at the time.
He didn't even say anything. And she
Yeah,
like turned around and it was like, oh my gosh, he's back.
that's hilarious. I loved it. I'm so glad Dexter Lewis is back. I'm so glad he's back on either Raw, SmackDown, or just being himself. Being that creepy little guy.
Yeah. I guess seeing all the ones that get called up to the main roster, I'm like, you know what? I want to see them fight. They the whole Butch Pete Dunne, whatever you want to call him. I'm like, you know what? They just need to let him fight. Let him be, the fighter that he is. I'm like, I'm not feeling all of this, be like the little rabid dog. Let him fight. Show his skills. That's what I want.
Yeah, that's true. Like,
But I got my wish because on SmackDown, he actually fought.
Finally.
I'm like, finally, this is what I've been wanting.
Of course. We're going to go with wrestling. If you're in a wrestling company, what would your job be in a wrestling promotion besides being a wrestler?
I'd probably have to say I would be like, the valet.
The valet.
Manager, valet, whatever you want to call it.
You just want to be in the bloodline, don't you?
Of course.
Roman, I can be your valet. Pick me.
Yeah. Exactly.
Exactly. There you go.
No. No, you know what? I think just being, in the crowd, being with the crowd, whether it's, cheering somebody on, I was just like, you know what? I'd want to do that. Maybe help them cheat a little bit. Maybe no. I'm just kidding.
There it is. There it is.
Trip them up a little. No, no, I'm joking.
Well, the next question would have been, who would be your best friend if you were a wrestler?
I don't know. I have no idea. I can't really think of anybody that'd be my best friend.
Any of the wrestlers that you tag team with? Like,
because I think she's awesome too. I think I tag with Bianca Belair.
Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
There's your go. Yeah.
Yeah, she'd be my best friend.
Best friend and tag partner.
Her and her husband, they'd be my best friends. Yeah.
Her husband, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But all four of you. There's your Survivor Series match right there. Who do you want to face? Who do you want to wrestle?
Let's see. I'd go up against Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley.
Let's see, and who could be her tag? I don't care.
Liv Morgan again. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
And then the other two, the Bloodline.
Yeah. Well, actually, then it would have to be Naomi then, because we're gonna put Naomi in the Bloodline.
Of course
she's already in there because she's married to to John. That's who we need to go through.
Janus.
Yeah.
What would your entrance music be?
I don't know. These are hard questions, Ernie.
Your entrance music? You never thought of an entrance music? Like,
no.
I'm gonna walk out to this song. Yeah, it's like the song you would do like a model walkthrough. Like, yeah, what's up?
No, I guess I've just never thought of that.
All right, I'm gonna give you an entrance music.
You pick me one.
I'll pick you one. No worries. It's gonna. Oh yeah. I'm gonna pick one. I'm gonna pick one, and then we're gonna play right here, and then we're gonna play it before your intro, and you're gonna love it. You're gonna be like, yes, that's awesome. What wrestler is on your bucket list to meet?
I would, of course, Roman. You know what? I think meet the Bloodline.
Meet the
That would
Bloodline.
be cool. Mm-hmm.
Let's
meet the Bloodline. And let's see, who else would I want to meet? It would be cool to meet The Rock.
Yeah, that's the Bloodline also.
Well, yeah, sure.
He's part of that. He's part of that Bloodline.
Family. Yeah, he's part of that family. Yeah. So yeah, I guess I'm partial to the Bloodline.
You're partial to the entire Bloodline. It's like you want to meet the Usos, you want to meet Roman, you want to meet the Wild Samoans, Rikishi, The Rock. Like all them people. Yeah, let's go for that. All right, you made it. You ran the gauntlet. We are so glad you did it. You killed it as always. Okay, how do you feel? How do you feel about the gauntlet? All right, cool.
It was good. It was good.
It was great. It was good. We're gonna take a short break. When we come back, we're gonna talk about NXT Takeover. We're gonna do that, right?
Okay.
All right. Hey guys, this is Ernie. We're going to get to the next segment in a few, but let me tell you about Dark Fate Creations, okay? Dark Fate Creations would like to invite you to a new and unique experience in candles and wax melts. They hand pour and create every single product using quality, clean, and safe ingredients. Their candles are filled with romantic wooden wicks and made with a coconut soy blend of waxes for a safer, cleaner, and longer burn. The designs are unique and beautiful, but more importantly, they smell absolutely amazing. And the variety of fragrances have something for everyone. Hand poured in Grass Valley, California. Check them out at darkfatecreations.com. Link of the site in the show notes below.
Hello, I'm Andy Martinez, host of Ride With Me, the Flat Tire podcast. I was given the idea from an uncle to start a podcast about the events that have occurred in my life. I was born into a negative environment and grew up being a shitty person. During my early 20s, I hooked up with an individual that was just as negative as my upbringing that I thought it was normal until it wasn't. In my mid-20s, karma came knocking on my door and I started losing everything. My apartment, my car, my license, my freedom, and even almost my life. Depression hit hard. It wasn't until my kids were born that I realized that I had a purpose to live. So in 2010, I eliminated any and all negative people, baby's mama, friends, and even family. I was told that I beat the odds, so I share my stories to give hope to people that they too can beat the odds. Now I ride with friends, get it? Ride with me? And share their stories on how they turned a negative situation into a positive to live better lives. Thank you.
Welcome back to the show. We are here with a friend of the show. Sarah, say hello.
Hello.
See, she exists. She's still here. Now, did you happen to check out the PWI 500?
I did. I saw it.
You saw it?
Well, I saw what you sent me.
Yeah. You see that number one?
I do. That's right.
Oh, of course
That's
you
the
did.
only one I care about. No.
The only one she cares. The only one you care about.
No, actually, let's see. I care about 1, 5, 6, 7, 9. I'm not sure of I know CM Punk. I don't know who number 2 is.
I'll tell you in a minute. Why don't you read off the list since you're there already?
So,
Go ahead.
and there's a Kazuchika Okada.
Oh, yeah, Okada from New Japan.
Okay. I know who CM Punk is, which, he when I saw him at AEW, I was really impressed by him. I don't know him, from his, WWE days. And then Hangman Page, I saw he's a good wrestler too.
He is.
Yeah. Love Bobby Lashley.
Of course.
Cody, I was impressed by him, seeing him in WWE. I didn't get to see him in AEW, the few matches that I saw in AEW.
Yeah. The only 2 matches I ever seen him in AEW were against his brother.
Oh yeah.
and
then, Bryan Danielson, I got to see him when he was in WWE and in AEW.
Number 8, El Hijo del Vikingo, which is basically the son of the Viking. I didn't know that's how you say Viking in Spanish. Wow. All right.
Me neither. Okay.
Number 9 is Big E, which I hope he's doing well with his neck injury.
Me too.
And number 10 is Ring of Honor's Jonathan Gresham.
Nope, don't know him.
Like, I've seen him wrestle once, and I'm just like, not impressed, I guess. Like, I've seen him wrestle Jay Leto, and that was it. It's like, okay, that's cool, I guess.
Hence, that's why he's number 10? No.
He would have been 500. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
So when you sent me the list, I was like, I don't know. There's, I was like, there's a few I don't know. And it was, Jonathan Gresham, El Hijo de Vikingo, and number 2, Okada. That's the only 2 I didn't know.
Like, Okada has that it's like, oh, he's popular from Japan, and it was like, yeah, like I know who he is. I know I've seen him wrestle once or twice. I was like, yeah, but number 2, sure, why not? That's fine. The rest, like I seen somebody posted on Instagram. It's like I can't see that. I gotta go get the wow. I gotta go get the magazine for that one.
Yeah.
Like I'll do a very special top 20 instead on it. And yeah, I'm not gonna name all 500, but be like, hey, your favorites are here. Like, and hopefully they did the top 150 last year for the women's. I was like, why didn't you do it for the men for it this year as well?
Don't know.
So we're gonna have to see that soon. Okay. Now you messaged me with your favorite wrestling memory, and I of course said come to the show and we'll talk about it there. Try to get you on last month, and our app wasn't working. So here we are again, my friend. I'm glad you're here. We're doing this. So tell us about this wrestling memory.
So it was, my first, pay-per-view that I'd ever been to. And a friend of mine was like, oh, I can't believe that, we're going to go to a pay-per-view. And I'm like, really? That's what we're going to. Oh, cool. So I was like really excited, and then to see, some of the characters that I had watched, the past few weeks before the pay-per-view, I was like, to actually see them in person was, it was mind-blowing to see them go through a whole match, with, like no commercial interruption,
Right.
was awesome, and just to see how they interacted with all of the fans, whether the fans were cheering their names or booing them, it was a really cool experience. I thought it was just really awesome. And then at the end, to actually see Charlotte Flair come, that was so cool. It was so cool. It was so awesome.
Now, with that said, I kind of went back to watch NXT Portland. Like,
did you?
You gave me that homework. You said, my favorite wrestling
I did
memory.
give you the wrong year, but
you did. It was a while that I was just excited to watch the Black and Gold brand again.
Yeah.
And if you watch it on Tuesday nights now, then you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
But we're getting back to that again, where we saw a little clip of it at the very end of last night's episode of NXT 2.0, where the words 2.0 disappeared and you saw Black and Gold again.
Awesome.
So we'll see how that goes. But this episode is going to be a review of that show, the NXT Portland. As you all know about the reviews we do here, I'll watch the entire show and at the end of it give it a rating of VHS tapes, because why not? If you've been with us since season 1, myself and my co-host Michael did a WrestleMania rewind and watched our favorite moments. After we watched them, we came here to review them and talk about them. Then we gave them a review of videotape, because we are old and we grew up in the videotape distribution era.
Me too.
Okay, let's not say our real age then. Meaning we would record the shows and take it to school the next day and let our friends borrow them. I still keep in contact with some of them, so this season maybe I'll get a few of them to be on the show, and we'll talk about that some more. Now, NXT Takeover Portland took place on February 16, 2020 at the Moda Center in Portland, Oregon. Big facts here. This was the last Takeover event for a while before the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. So you had an awesome viewing, girl.
I know. I'm like, oh my God.
Your first one, and it was your last for a while. So
yeah.
So going back to watch this was a big thing because nothing was ever the same after, and just hearing the words 2020 and big crowds during that time was insane. The
Yeah.
commentators for this event was Nigel McGuinness, Beth Phoenix, and Mamma Mia Mauro Ranallo, who left us shortly after. Oh, goodness, that guy was still around. Before we even start, let me just say that this whole show deserves the bit of audio right here that we have, and it's the headbanger audio.
Well, boys, we got ourselves a good old-fashioned headbanger.
Which basically means that's going to be my version of this match. Was awesome, and it's going to be played before the start of every match we're talking about.
Okay.
But it's the whole show that makes this audio. Thanks, Sarah, for having me watch a headbanger of a show again.
You're so welcome.
First match of the night, Keith Lee versus Dominic Dijakovic for the NXT North American Championship. A match that lasted 20 minutes and 20 seconds, and it was the freaking match of the night, I'm going to say. No, it wasn't. Yeah, I'm going to say it. All these matches were matches of the night.
Oh my gosh,
like-
they were. I totally agree.
For some reason, it just like, it was the last, big show before pandemic, and all these matches meant something going back to it.
Yeah.
What did you think of it? What did
Oh
you
my gosh.
enjoy?
I loved it. I'm looking at the Wikipedia page and looking at the, so it shows what the poster would have been. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot I saw that person. It's like, I forgot that I saw Adam Cole. And I saw, they were, Undisputed Era. I'm like, I saw all those guys. I knew I saw Rhea and Bianca Belair, because I remember telling my sisters, I was like, you know what, these two women, they were awesome. And then I'm like, Finn Balor and Tommaso Ciampa, I love him. I'm like, this was a really good show.
It was.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm like,
going
oh,
back to it, like, oh, wow. Like, I don't remember
Yeah.
any of it. It's like, how I remember watching this, but I just don't remember it. Like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have to like go back because I took some pictures, and
You
I
did.
do remember. I think one of the pictures that I did take was when it was the Broserweights.
Oh,
Matt
yeah.
Riddle and Pete Dunne. They came in on a golf cart. That was like one of my pictures I took, and I was like, "Oh my god, these two are crazy." But I'm like, just looking at everything, I'm like, I can't. I was like, it was such a good match. All of the matches were really good, and I
And it's
think that was
kind
the first time I was really impressed with Keith Lee.
Keith Lee, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
man, that's a big guy, but he's so agile.
that's a big
You know?
guy, he's agile, and based on him over the media scrum last week, I definitely consider him Mount Everest.
Yeah.
Dakota Kai versus Tegan Knox in a street fight, 13 minutes and 24 seconds.
Yeah.
I miss Tegan Knox. But Dakota Kai had just, this was in February? Yeah, Dakota Kai had just betrayed Tegan Knox. Wow, it's like, she
Right.
does this, huh? It's a thing for her, betraying her people.
Yeah.
And it's the first time we see the introduction of Raquel.
Yep.
Rodriguez, Gonzalez, doesn't really matter. It's the same person.
Yeah.
But the way she threw Tegan Knox on the table didn't land right. I was freaking upset. It's like, damn, it's gotta hurt. This girl can never catch a break. She gets injured on her first two tryouts in the Mae Young Classics. She comes back, and then she gets betrayed by Dakota Kai, and then now she can't even take a bump.
Yeah.
But Dakota Kai ends up winning the match, of course, and Raquel helps her They go on this long undefeated streak, and then Dakota Kai betrays Raquel. Of course, we all know
Yep.
that. Not the best night ever, but it's gonna be a year in October once that happened. But I'm not counting it. It happened last year, and it's the same night that Mandy won the women's championship.
Yeah.
Mandy 2 belts.
Yeah.
Any favorites on here? Dakota or Tegan?
No.
No.
You know, I don't know. I don't like Dakota Kai. Even now.
Even now?
Yeah, even now. I'm like, you know what? I can't stand her. I'm like, I don't know why they brought her back. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know. Just something about her. Maybe it's her style, but I'm like, or maybe she's, that heel that you love to hate. I'm like,
Right.
I do not like her at all. Like, not a
Okay.
fan.
Not a fan. Your point is valid. We got you. Next match of the night was Finn Balor defeating Johnny Gargano at 27 minutes and 22 seconds. Finn Balor had just turned heel.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, he did. He did the Pele kick on Johnny Gargano one night, and then Johnny is just like, what the hell?
Yeah. I don't know what it is about Finn Balor, but I'm like, you know what? Good or bad, I love him.
Can't go wrong with Finn Balor at all.
No.
Like, as a heel, you still love him. As a face, you still love him. It really doesn't matter. Johnny Gargano's the same way. He faced throughout the entire NXT run, and then like his last run is just like a heel and a dad to Indy Hartwell.
Yeah.
And then it's like, sorry guys, I gotta go take care of my kid and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then he leaves and then comes back, and I was just like, oh my god, he's back. So I definitely want to see a Johnny Gargano versus Finn Balor match on the main roster.
Yeah, I think that would be good. Yeah. Because Johnny Gargano, he was one of those, again, I'm late to the party, but yeah, like he's pretty good too. I'm like, I don't know what it is about, that NXT that everybody was so good.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just something about, and then when it was 2.0, I'm like, nah, kind of lost interest.
Yeah, it kind of did too.
I lost interest. So it's like, I'll just stick to SmackDown and Raw. Yeah, I catch the highlights of NXT to see what happened. But I'm like, so far, nothing really has caught my eye. And then, I watched when Dexter Lumis came back on NXT, and I was like, oh, maybe he'll be back, but he's on Raw. So,
yeah,
like, still not going to watch. I was like, well, maybe they'll bring Indy Hartwell over to, the main roster. We'll see.
I would love that too.
Yeah.
Just her showing up. It's like, hey, Johnny. He's like, oh, hey.
Exactly.
Like, are we doing the way again?
Yeah.
Next match, I think, is your favorite match of the night. Rhea Ripley defeating Bianca Belair for the NXT Women's Championship at 13 minutes 30 seconds. You said Charlotte was involved.
Yeah, she came at the end.
She came in at the very end of the match. And who was she feuding with? Bianca?
She was, no, actually, it was kind of both of them. But because Rhea was the champion, she was like, okay, I want to see you at kind of like the WrestleMania. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the WrestleMania, and Bianca was doing the whole Mean Girls. She doesn't even go here.
Yeah, exactly.
Prior to that. Okay, so yeah, I remember that. The Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair, both of them, even now, like you put them against each other now, it's the same thing. You're gonna get the exact same match that you saw here. They're gonna be Rhea Ripley's gonna do some hard stuff. Bianca Belair is gonna do some hard stuff also. Like, I want to see this match happen again.
Yeah. They show how strong they both are. And
Especially
I'm for it.
Bianca.
I'm here for it.
Yes. Next match is the Bruiserweights, Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne. Like, okay, I haven't seen this, and then I see Matt Riddle come out with Pete Dunne. I'm like, what's Pete Dunne doing there? Wait a minute, he was a face? Like, I totally forgot that he was like this whole face guy, because what's his face? Roderick Strong turned on him, and then he like shows up with Matt Riddle and all that. So, like, okay, that's right. And then Matt Riddle does his whole Bobby Fish, Hummus Fish, whatever. I forgot what it was.
Yes.
And Pete Dunne is doing it also. Like, what? When is this? When did this happen? It's like, okay, that's like 2020. I don't remember any of that. But they defeated the Undisputed Era, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, for the NXT Tag Team Championships at 60 minutes and 58 seconds. And I'm just like, I don't remember any of this, because I remember the Undisputed Era having like this whole era of just them winning the belt, going on to be champions for like a whole year, and then winning the Wrestlers of the Year, Tag Team of the Year, all that stuff on NXT that very same year. It's like, oh, okay, wow. So yeah, the Broserweights. Pete Dunne is a bro. That's funny. Like, another thing I want to see, if Pete Dunne ever gets moved to Raw or Riddle shows up again, is like, bro, and then Pete Dunne looks at him like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, bro. And finally, Adam Cole defeated Tommaso Ciampa for the NXT Championship at 33 minutes and 23 seconds. Poor Goldie, he's gone.
I know. I even bought that shirt. So I have a Tommaso Ciampa shirt that says Goldie Daddy's home.
Yeah, and then they take the belt away. He's like, oh, so just so you can sell your shirts. That's great. Good job.
I know. But still, I was like, you know what? That was when I saw Tommaso Ciampa, I was like, you know what? He's awesome. Like I said, I guess I was just into the black and gold at that time, because I was like, you know what? Everybody was so good. They're so athletic, so passionate. I don't know, I love it. I loved that era. And now that I see them, on the main roster, I'm like, we need to get back to, what they were doing before. Tommaso Ciampa needs to fight like he used to fight. You don't need to be a crony for The Miz,
Come on.
I'm not feeling that, but I'm like, you know what? He needs to fight.
It is, we need Ciampa back, and hopefully we get Ciampa versus Gargano.
That would be good, because I watched their last feud.
Yeah.
The what was it? It was like a no holds barred, no anything goes kind of thing.
Hey, was that in Chicago?
I don't remember. I don't know where it was.
It was one of those. It was either Tommaso Ciampa betraying Gargano in Chicago, or having that match in Chicago. One of those two. It happened. I want to see it again.
Yeah.
Like, no holds barred also. Most definitely. And that was the last match. That was the main event. That was it. What did you think of the entire show? Did you enjoy it? Did you love it?
I loved it. It was the highlight of
that year.
And the people I went with, we still talk about it. it was, it was like, what, it was so much fun. And then you realize, when I was telling you about it, I thought it was, 2019, but then I was like, no, it was 2020 because the next month, literally, COVID hit.
Yeah, next month.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's just mind blowing that, I went to something in February and literally a month later, everything was shut down.
Yep.
That is crazy.
I can even tell you the last movie I watched in 2020. Going to the theater too.
Really?
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Was it?
Because it was the #1 movie of the year because of COVID. And it's like, you guys have an asterisk next to your name being the #1 movie. But, because of that, we get a better movie production for Sonic 2 and 3. So it's like, yeah, thank you. Cool.
But yeah, just, something about that takeover in Portland was just awesome. It was, it's always going to have a special place in my heart because it was my first, memory of, it was just my favorite memory, and then I want to go to, of course, more, but they don't come up to the Northwest that often.
Well, if anything, if AEW shows up, would you go to that?
I would. I've gone to a few of the pay-per-views when they show them in movie theaters.
Yeah.
And I'm
they
like,
do?
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
I've gone to, I think, like 4 of them.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, let's see, September, November. Yeah, I think I've gone to like 4 of them. I didn't go to this last one, because I was doing other things, but it's it's so funny to go to the movie theater, sit in the movie theater with all these people, and you think that you feel like you're there, kind of thing.
Yeah, because they're sitting there doing the same thing. And...
I know. The last time I went, what was it? Oh, it was when Wardlow had like turned against MJF. Like he didn't bring him his ring when he wanted it.
Yeah.
And the guy next to me is like, "Did you see that coming?" And I'm like, "No." He's like, I did. I saw it coming, but I didn't think they would do it here. He's like, I thought they would do it just on like regular TV, not at a pay-per-view. He goes, but it makes sense.
It makes sense.
True. But I'm like, a lot of these fans are just so, I mean, it's funny to me because I'm like, they're so into it. So it's amazing to watch, and they're all yelling at the screen. Like, they can't hear you.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, they can't hear you. Like, come on. It's like watching a movie, but in your house, but it's actually them at the theater. And, like, all these people next to you yelling the exact same thing with you.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know if they're chanting for MJF or CM Punk, though, which is funny.
Yeah. But yeah, so those are always fun to do.
So I'm going to have to do that one also. See if there's anything around here with like that or kind of like that.
Yeah. Usually, I don't know if they have Cinemark where you are, but that's normally the movie company that they do it through. They've done it through AMC, I think, one time. But each time I've gone, it's always been through Cinemark. So
cool. Yeah, that's cool. Well, Sarah, it's been awesome having you here and getting to know you.
Thank you.
You are welcome back anytime. I am sure I'm going to have lots of guests on the show that I want back as well, and everyone that has been on the show or as a guest co-host, still welcome back anytime. You are more than welcome to be here anytime you want. This is your show. You've been a fan of the show since the start. You're always welcome. Before we head out, let us know where we can find you on the socials.
I'm on TikTok, and that's like my only like really like public profile is on TikTok. Instagram and Facebook are kind of private. But
Right.
yeah.
Okay, so the only social thing you have is TikTok, which is your screen name.
Is Sarah Sweets 80.
I will have her full name, screen name, on the show notes on Spotify. Thank you for listening to this show and supporting us. You can find us on all other sort of platforms. First, with the Nerdvana Network, or TNN for short, which is a conglomerate of podcasts that promote each other's common interests. So give them a follow as well. Check out the Linktree at linktree.com/the Nerdvana Network for more information on that. Follow us on Twitter at apron_stories. Follow me on Twitter at $1,000,000Geek. Listen to us on Spotify or Anchor.fm, totally free. At From Under the Apron. Check us out on YouTube and smash that subscribe button, and follow us on Instagram for more wrestling content. Send us a message or your favorite wrestling stories, either by email. It is FromUnderTheApron@gmail.com, or click on the link if you want to leave us a voice message. Doesn't matter if you are trolling or want to promote your business, we will still air it. I'm gonna do a number from now on. I'm gonna make us a phone number where you can call, send us whatever you want to send me. Voice message me there instead of having to do this whole thing with the Anchor stuff. So we'll do that. Check out the show notes on Spotify. You will find a link to the Nerdvana Network and links to other podcast trailers, as well as the link to Sarah's TikToks. The next link, if you want to support our podcast, we will never charge you for our episodes, even if they are too good. We have a right to hear us. But if you want to support us or our cause and send us money so we can buy better equipment, go ahead and click that second link. It will ask you if you want to donate money once a month. Charges range from 99 cents to $4.99 to $9.99. Once we figure out what to do, those three, and learn how to make shirts or bumper stickers, you guys will be the first to know. Scroll down some more, and it's the Q&A. This week's question: what was your favorite pay-per-view of any pay-per-view of all time? Let us know. On behalf of Sarah and myself, tune in next week and find out what kind of stories are hiding and swept as we broadcast from Under the Apron. Say goodnight, Sarah.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.